better buckle up, sugar tits, because I'm not here to negotiate, and I'm damn sure not here to be scared. This one is for every single one of you Democrats, every single one of you libtards, every one of you bought and paid for puppets that's out here doing this political theater for these scared elites that hide in their gated communities. Hear me loud and hear me freaking clear. This is coming from we the people. We've already seen this chaos play out once before. We watched it back in 2020. We watched cities burn. Lies get laundered through the media. We watched useful idiots get sacrificed while the people at the top never had to leave their mansions. You do not scare us. We know your tactics. We know the selective footage. We know the narrative before the facts. We know the outrage cycle, the chaos, and the cleanup that you never take responsibility for.
Don't say anything negative about the president. Just pray for him. Because God is using that man outside your understanding. You can only understand Donald Trump if you read the Old Testament and see how God used prophets to destroy. So guess what? On one side, Donald Trump is doing God's will, while at the same time, he's also producing the very vengeance that's going to cause people to attack us in the future. But it's ordained that way, okay? They are dancing so much in Nigeria because Donald Trump went over there for one reason and brought it with the United States military.
Also, thanks to President Trump, we have 2.6 million people who have left our country who shouldn't have been here in the first place. They were here illegally, and over 650,000 of them were arrested, detained, and deported back to their home countries. 2 million of them left voluntarily, recognizing this was their opportunity to go home and come back someday the right way so they have a chance.
Let me make this clear. Federal agents, ICE, HSI, are officers. They are agents of law enforcement. If you box them in with vehicles, it is reasonable for them to believe that they are being ambushed and that this could end in a deadly situation. And it's reasonable for them to use force based on those conditions. Do not box in any law enforcement officer. You are breaking the law when you do that.
Hello guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You're welcome to this Facebook page and YouTube channel. Okay, as without wasting much of time, I would like us to go straight down to this news. How many of you know what happened in America yesterday? About this lady that was shot, the 37-year-old lady with 2 kids that was shot by ICE yesterday. It's heartbreaking, I understand, but if you look at this story properly, that lady caused her death herself. Why? Why will you be obstructing an officer who is on duty doing his job? You guys know Democrats, they are the ones paying people to be doing nonsense in America to see how they can bring down Donald Trump government. Yeah, Democrats, they are the ones doing all this nonsense in America. Okay, before we go straight down to this, before I put my own light, my own take on this issue, I just want you guys to, watch and listen to what people are saying concerning Donald Trump government and Democrats. Like, one thing I will tell Democrats is, you guys cannot bring down Trump government. Trump government is here to stay. And you guys, I'm sorry, it's too late to cry when the head is off. Let me give you guys a chance to watch this video. First, hear from the VP, the Vice President to Donald Trump, hear what he said. Just listen to these videos, then we'll come back to put our own take. Please do me a favor, share this video, I beg you. Watch, then we'll come back.
Vice President J.D. Vance crashed the White House press briefing today just so he could totally torch CNN to their face.
Somebody sent me a photo of a CNN headline about what happened in Minneapolis. And this is the headline, I'm just going to read it. Outrage after ICE officer kills U.S. citizen in Minneapolis. Well, that's one way to put it, and that is the way that many people in the corporate media have put this attack over the last 24 hours. And I say attack very, very intentionally, because this was an attack on federal law enforcement. This was an attack on law and order. This was an attack on the American people. The way that the media, by and large, has reported this story has been an absolute disgrace, and it puts our law enforcement officers at risk every single day. What that headline leaves out is the fact that that very ICE officer nearly had his life ended, dragged by a car 6 months ago, 33 stitches in his leg. So you think maybe he's a little bit sensitive about somebody ramming him with an automobile? What that headline leaves out is that that woman was there to interfere with a legitimate law enforcement operation in the United States of America. What that headline leaves out is that that woman is part of a broader left-wing network to attack, to dox, to assault, and to make it impossible for our ICE officers to do their job. If the media wants to tell the truth, they ought to tell the truth that a group of left-wing radicals have been working tirelessly, sometimes using domestic terror techniques to try to make it impossible for the President of the United States to do what the American people elected him to do, which is enforce our immigration laws. The President stands with ICE, I stand with ICE, we stand with all of our law enforcement officers. And part of that is recognizing that you people in the media, not everybody in this room, but many people in this room have been lying about this attack. She was trying to ram this guy with her car. He shot back. He defended himself. He's already been seriously wounded in law enforcement operations before, and everybody who's been repeating the lie that this is some innocent woman who was out for a drive in Minneapolis when a law enforcement officer shot at her, you should be ashamed of yourselves. Every single one of you.
48, looking great. I can't wait till 2028.
I want to publicly repent for all the stuff that I said about Donald Trump, because after watching this video, I believe this pastor is right.
Don't say anything negative about the president. Just pray for him. Because God is using that man outside your understanding. You can only understand Donald Trump if you read the Old Testament and see how God used prophets to destroy. So guess what? On one side, Donald Trump is doing God's will, while at the same time, he's also producing the very vengeance that's going to cause people to attack us in the future. But it's ordained that way, okay? They are dancing so much in Nigeria because Donald Trump went over there for one reason and brought it with the United States military. He said, oh, you want to kill Christians? Wonderful. We're going to kill you. And we sent a bunch of military people over there, and they just started knocking down terrorists like you do at the bowling alley. He said, this is return for what you're doing to Christians. So the Nigerians are dancing. Then I woke up this morning and found out that Donald Trump then bombed Venezuela and kidnapped the president and his wife and brought them back to America. I was like, what? Do you realize how crazy this is? Your president said, y'all won't stop with the drugs over here. And I have known for a decade, he gave him a chance. He said, okay, stop. We first gonna start bombing your boats. How many know for the last few weeks our military have been bombing all the boats bringing drugs to America, killing your kids? They want evil in this country. They want drugs to keep it systematic. Never mind. They said we have overwhelming evidence that the president of Venezuela was in cahoots with the drug dealers pouring drugs into America. That is not something that you do. Is you break into another country, bomb the man's home, and you take the president and his wife of Venezuela and then put them on a helicopter and bring them back to Brooklyn. This is crazy. But guess who's rejoicing? You want to know who's rejoicing? The Venezuelans. So that should tell you something. Why is it every time, all the people talk about this man, but every time he does something, the people rejoice. And so you're making decisions based on emotions of what you think. You're not making decisions based on how God uses men. When you see how God is using this man, he fits so easily into scripture when God gets ready to judge evil. And the men that he always uses to judge evil are always crazy.
You might want to turn your volume down.
To ICE, get the fuck out of Minneapolis.
Fuck you, Jacob.
We do not want you here.
We don't give a fuck if you do. 77 million people voted for President Trump. We don't give a fuck what one state wants that's gonna dictate how the rest of the fucking country's ran. What you should have done was tone down your fucking rhetoric. All you fucking lefty loon libs with your fuck shit. When you try to take out Trump, and you took out Charlie, and you've continued on harassing these ICE agents, belittling and demonizing other people simply because they voted opposite of you. Y'all need to understand something. We don't give a fuck anymore. Because if you truly cared about your constituents, you wouldn't put them in fucking harm's way, nor try to stop ICE from removing these fucking criminals that the Democrats led in our fucking country. Don't get mad at our reaction to y'all's motherfucking action.
Also, thanks to President Trump, we have 2.6 million people who have left our country who shouldn't have been here in the first place. They were here illegally, and over 650,000 of them were arrested, detained, and deported back to their home countries. 2 million of them left voluntarily, recognizing this was their opportunity to go home and come back someday the right way so they have a chance to enjoy the American dream.
Weirdos. Hello?
Is there a reason you're following us?
No, we're just...
You lost?
Yeah, we're a little lost.
I don't care if you record, this is your one warning. If you follow us again, we're gonna stop you, we're gonna break your window, and we're gonna rip you out and arrest you, okay?
Alright.
This is your one warning.
Yeah, can I ask
You
a
got
few
it?
questions, though? Can I ask you a few questions, though?
Take care.
What the fuck? Oh, hell no. Bro, they literally just threatened to rip me out of our car and rip me out of the car. What the fuck?
First you call them weirdos while you're following them around. Then you say you're lost? Yeah, bro gives you a warning before he busts your fucking window and tears you out of your fucking car. How about stop impeding on federal officers' investigations? Put your white liberal woman privilege card back in your fucking purse and go find a fucking job. Do something productive with your life.
You might want to turn your volume down because I'm about to cuss a lot. Nobody I fuck with wished that upon that woman yesterday. And it is nobody else's fault but her fucking own. That woman could have stayed at home and been a fucking mom. She left her children behind to go virtue signal and pander and protest for a group of people that don't even give a fuck about her. She made a conscience-ass decision to leave her kids, not get out of the fucking car when asked and told, then push the fucking gas pedal to run over an ICE agent, and she got fucking dealt with. That's nobody's fault but her own stupid, selfish motherfucking ass. It's not the ICE agent's fault, it's not Trump's fault, it's hers and the fucking leadership of the Democrat Party with their rhetoric thinking that this type of behavior in America is okay when it's not. But I know what's really bothering you motherfuckers. Y'all are not used to this energy giving back to y'all. But I'm fucking here for it.
So let me get this straight real quick. A woman can attempt to run over ICE agents on camera, get her noggin popped, and Democrats defend the terrorists. What the hell, bro? Every day they give us limitless content because this can't be real life. Yet again, I'm constantly questioning my reality. If someone tries to run over you, you have every right to defend your life. How in the hell is ICE the problem? And to the mayor of Minneapolis saying, get the hell out, get the F out of Minneapolis. What is wrong with these people? What is wrong with these people? Democrats want a lawless society. These are the same people trying to defund the police after the cities were on fire by their own riots. They were mad that we were putting out the fires. They were mad they were locking up protesters, and they said to defund the police. They're mad they're trying to kill ICE agents, and now they're saying to get the hell out their city. You know, I'm at the point that I believe there needs to be some type of executive order to force anyone that supports these third worlders, anyone that supports these people that can't assimilate to our society, to invite them into their homes. And it doesn't have to be for a year. Force these individuals to live with these people for 2 weeks, and you have to have a caveat. They can't change any aspect about their perception of reality, and they can't change their way of life. So if Somalis come into your house and trash that shit up, you have to accept it. You have to accept it because that's what you asked for. I want them to prove it. I want them to prove it. We're simply saying these people need to get out of our country. They're not here legally. And they do nothing to benefit our society. It's costing the taxpayers millions and millions of dollars. What's happening in Minneapolis, down in Minnesota, is happening all across the United States. The reason why Nick Shirley video is so big is because the Democrats know they messed up. They know they messed up. And there's nothing they can do except just sit here and try to defend their positions until the very end. And it's at the point now, there's no nuance. It's evident who's on the right side of history.
Let me make this clear. Federal agents, ICE, HSI, are officers. They are agents of law enforcement. If you box them in with vehicles, it is reasonable for them to believe that they are being ambushed and that this could end in a deadly situation. And it's reasonable for them to use force based on those conditions. Do not box in any law enforcement officer. You are breaking the law when you do that. And you are putting yourself in danger. Following law enforcement agents around. The question is why? What do you plan on doing? It's also reasonable for them to believe that you're eventually going to do harm to them. If you ram any vehicle, especially that one that contains law enforcement agents, and that's any law enforcement, local, state, federal, county, and you do this intentionally, this is considered deadly force. Deadly force is anything that can cause great bodily harm or death.
That's what we keep telling you guys.
When you plow into a vehicle that contains law enforcement agents, you're using deadly force. And they can use deadly force in response to stop you. We need to be clear about these laws. We cannot become a society where we just decide to take everything in our own hands and start to commit crimes against law enforcement. It is a crime.
Plain and simple.
You may not like what they're doing. I can understand that there's a lot of emotions out there, but that does not mean that you get to commit a crime.
Exactly.
Especially one that could lead to deadly force.
Like yesterday.
We need to keep everyone safe.
In case you didn't get the memo, Grady Judd is going to lay it out real clear for you. None of you Eeyores of color and your white liberal allies wearing beanies are going to be able to hit police with your car, drag them from your car, throw rocks and bricks at them, and try to follow them around with a convoy of cars trying to impede them from doing their damn job. Because here in the state of Florida, your actions will be met with consequences. Play the clip.
Hello everyone, Chef Grady Judd here. I've been asked by media outlets and several people to comment on the event that occurred in Minneapolis yesterday. Let me make one thing abundantly clear.
Make it clear.
You have to be accountable for your conduct.
That's right.
And that starts with the mayor. Did you hear his filthy
filth?
Talk? Did you hear his filthy, uninformed talk yesterday to the people not only of the city and the state, but across the nation?
Poor leadership.
Shame on you.
Shame.
That's lack of professionalism.
Absolutely.
Now let's look at the event. The investigation's not complete. I am giving you context on the video clip that I saw.
Give it to us,
Law
Judd.
enforcement officers, federal law enforcement officers, ICE agents were trying to take the occupant of the car out of the vehicle. During this encounter,
lay it out.
The vehicle backed up and then drove directly at the ICE agent.
You think they would
That
get it?
is a deadly weapon.
Thank you.
A 2-ton deadly weapon.
2 ton.
So what did the occupant expect?
He effed around
They
and
should
found
have
out.
expected to be shot when you commit a deadly assault on a law enforcement officer. So let's do this. Let's send out the message loud and clear.
Loud and
And
clear.
it should start with the mayor, the police chief, the local sheriff, and the governor of Minnesota. Cooperate with the law enforcement officers. Don't resist them.
Pretty simple.
Don't violently resist them. If you do violently resist them, if you do felonious assaults with 2-ton weapons expect to be shot.
That is exactly what deterrence sounds like. Like I said earlier, you don't get to ride around with your convoy of cars impeding law enforcement from trying to do their damn job. You don't get to drag law enforcement from your car. You don't get to try to ram law enforcement with your car, a 2-ton car at that. Then cry wolf, cry victim when the consequences show up at your door.
You better buckle up, sugar tits, because I'm not here to negotiate, and I'm damn sure not here to be scared. This one is for every single one of you Democrats, every single one of you libtards, every one of you bought and paid for puppets that's out here doing this political theater for these scared elites that hide in their gated communities. Hear me loud and hear me freaking clear. This is coming from we the people. We've already seen this chaos play out once before. We watched it back in 2020. We watched cities burn. Lies get laundered through the media. We watch useful idiots get sacrificed while the people at the top never had to leave their mansions. You do not scare us. We know your tactics. We know the selective footage. We know the narrative before the belong to the mobs that they push forward as disposable tools. This ain't 2020 anymore, there, sweet cheeks. The American people are awake, and we recognize the playbook. And this time, we are standing our ground.
You heard. Thank you guys for watching. Please share the video. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Kudos to America. God bless America. God bless Donald Trump. America come first. If you don't like what they are doing, leave their country. Simple as ABCD. If you know you don't like what they are doing, leave their country. Simple as ABCD. See you guys on my next video. Please share. Thumbs up this video. See you guys on my next video. Stay safe, guys, and bye-bye.